Welcome to the Simply Incredible podcast. I am your co-host. Am I your co-host or guest host?
My guest co-host.
Guest co-host, T. Rizzle, Troy Champney, and I am joined by the Incredible D.
Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Woo!
AKA Daryl.
You know what? It's really not as easy as that one guy that used to be on the podcast makes it look.
Dude. And
Always back.
on my left, always ready with a quick wit, JPZ, Josh Presnell.
I'm back. Still alive.
I'll work
Yes.
on my intros.
He almost bled to death last week, so that's why
Yes.
that things happen.
Nosebleed.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Praying for you,
Allergies
brother.
have been tearing me up.
We have all been battling all kinds of physical ailments. You know what that tells me? It sucks getting old.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes.
Good thing I'm not old. I'm old.
But you know what? The best thing possible was that if you're going to be sick, the entertainment that we had to keep us busy during our homebound
It was so
moments
much. We're
was
dying to talk about it.
incredible. We've been dying to talk about this for 2 weeks now, right?
Mhm.
At least.
Yep.
Daryl, what do you got?
All right, we'll start with some of the stuff from the. Well, actually, we will start off with what are we doing next week? Comic Book Corner.
Oh,
We've got
lots.
a stash lined up.
Yes.
We were going to add some this week, but we have too much already for this week.
I've actually got some stuff kind of waiting too then.
Awesome.
Excellent.
I can't wait.
One of the things I will be talking about, spoiler alert, what ifs. I've gotten back into those again.
Let me tell you, those are some of my favorite. I
Oh,
look
my
forward
goodness.
to that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's cool stuff.
Do you ever read those? What ifs?
Yeah, I
love
have a
them.
few, yeah.
And, oh, by the way, look at the video I posted today. Well, when this podcast comes up 2 days ago. It's a comic, What the?
What the?
You remember those?
I do. I'm not a fan of that kind of spoof comedy.
Well, let me just say this: the cover of it is why I bought it. It's the Invisible Woman, and it says on it, "This is the only place you'll find the Invisible Woman wearing nothing but an eye patch." And all you see,
floating eye patch?
and all you see is just an eye patch sitting there. It's hilarious. So I won't be talking about that next week because I've already talked about it.
I hate to say this because I probably get a lot of thumbs down for this, but I'm not into any of that kind of humor, like the airplane movies,
Yeah.
the Naked Gun,
Wow,
Scary Movie. I can't stand that stuff.
love the Naked Gun movies.
When they try too hard at that comedy, I'm with you. I'm not into
Now, like some of the ones, like the what are those ones that was coming out like the spoof of Saw?
Dude, I don't know the name of it, but I saw the commercial.
And some of those are absolutely horrible. I mean, like stuff like the Naked Gun movies, I thought they were great.
I wish I thought
Airplane,
they
I thought
were.
Airplane was great.
Now, I will say that there's some classic scenes in Airplane
Mm-hmm.
that I absolutely love.
Surely you must be kidding.
Don't call me Shirley. I never could. I love that. And I love when Leave It to Beaver's mom
Yeah,
had to translate jive.
that was hilarious.
Wow, Turkey, what you doing? Yeah, I was like, that's money.
Josh, you know that we're talking about that
it.
scene.
Before my time.
Oh my goodness, it is hilarious.
YouTube it.
Okay.
It's funny you just mentioned that on True TV today. They had like a throwback show talking to some of the people that were in that movie, Airplane.
Oh,
And it's
that would've been
hilarious. And the Jerk also was one of them that they were talking about.
neat. Now the Jerk, I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, it's got to me one of the best end scenes ever. Well, not end, but close to the end. I don't need anything, just this lamp, nothing else.
This pen,
In this pen, and this paddleball game. That's all I need.
just this chair.
And you see him walking out with his pants down. It's hilarious.
rough.
It's absolutely hilarious.
Steve Martin, big fan.
Oh yeah.
My favorite Steve Martin movie, Roxanne.
Oh, that was a good one.
Love that.
And Josh is just looking at his notes because he did.
Josh
not
is like,
expect
I'm
this.
ready to talk about the meat of the podcast today.
Oh my gosh, Roxanne! When I first saw it, we had just gone over Cyrano de Bergerac,
I love that.
and then I saw this. I'm like, this is just like that book I read.
Except funny.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I love that whole movie. I probably saw that thing probably like 20 times.
Daryl Hannah was the female lead in that, and some handsome dude.
It was Rick Rosevich, and he's from Top Gun. It's Iceman's co-pilot, the guy in the back who's just this monster, model-looking dude. Fantastic. If you've never seen that, you need to watch it. That's a good movie.
Okay.
He's just got two great things, and he doesn't really care about either one of them because all he's thinking about is Daredevil and Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
which we'll get to later on because we just want to keep.
Let's talk more
Josh.
about Steve Martin and his.
Oh my goodness. See y'all next week.
Wake me up.
All right, which one would y'all like to start with? Daredevil, because that happened first.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll keep it chronological.
Chronological.
Daredevil season 2. First off, I don't even think I need to ask this question, but what kind of grades would y'all give it?
Dude, an A across the board.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So I was like, out of 10, I was gonna say anywhere between 9 and 9.5.
Yeah, probably.
It is absolutely amazing.
Tell you this, it's so cool to think about how good it did. But both of these, Daredevil and Batman versus Superman, is going to make me beg the question, how pertinent do I now look at the Rotten Tomato scores? Because did you see what the Rotten Tomato score was for Daredevil?
I did not.
No,
The first one I think was 97, 98 for the first season. And in this one, if I remember right, it's 93 or 92, something like that.
Okay.
Like, and you know what that says? Okay, in a lot of cases, that's a home run.
It's really good, but just slightly.
Right, but
less
just a
than-
little bit. But that says, okay, hey, you guys were good in the first season. You're still good, but not as good. And I don't agree.
Oh, I thought the second season was better than the
I
first.
thought it was better.
What'd you think, JP?
I don't know, because there's something about the first time you see the universe
agree
and the
with
characters
that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll always be a sequel to that first thing that you've ever seen, so it's hard to beat the first.
But you know, I don't think of it as a sequel. I think of it as like it's developing.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree, it's all one series, but it's just something about that first
But let me ask you this question.
exposure to it.
Was there any part in season 1 where you squealed? Because there was a part in season 2 where I was like, oh, look at that.
Oh, dude, let me
Oh,
think.
but there were several. All the fight scenes, all the choreography, the hallway scene was just awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But
that was
I know what
amazing.
you're saying, like squeal, or like, oh man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's almost when he faced off Wilson Fisk at the very end, and they were in complete costume. That was like, oh, they're gonna go. That was awesome.
I mean, the first, well, not really the first one, but one of the ones in particular that really come to mind was the end of an episode when Punisher walks in to the place where Fisk was working out.
Oh, yeah.
And he sets up. I'm like, oh, look at that! It's
Fisk
oh.
is back. I didn't know about that at all.
I did not
I did not
expect
see
that.
that coming, and that just got me giddy.
That was
I was
really
like,
cool.
oh, I'm in for the next 2-3 episodes right there.
And I tell you why I love that so much. I'm not a big fan, and I understand that's a necessary evil with a lot of the television shows, especially like the CW formulas, or where they have a freak of the week. You know, you'll have, oh no, Clark Kent in Smallville has a bad guy, and he takes care of him, and they're happily ever after, and you
Right.
never see from that guy again.
Yep.
And next week
Yep.
it's a different kryptonite inspired foe, and
But that did kind of annoy me about that show, but
but I loved how Wilson Fisk was not like chopped liver. Like now he's weak.
Yeah.
He's a broken man, and he's not a threat. He's even more of a threat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, brilliance.
Yeah.
How
I
do you-
think
how do you-
acting wise, I think he's the best actor in that series. I love the character of Fisk.
You know what? I'd have to agree with
yeah.
you. I mean, that performance is epic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes something as simple as staring at a blank wall look intimidating.
Yeah.
Not only that, freaky.
Yeah.
It's like there is some strangeness going into that skull cavity there.
I love how he just goes from almost like he's afraid of the world. He's like, he kind of crouches down and he's timid and stuff. But
I've noticed that.
when he
yeah.
snaps, he's like beast mode,
Yeah.
going silverback gorilla on
Yeah.
him.
He does have that thing where he looks a little scared, though.
Yeah.
Like you almost think like he's gonna kind of break under the
Yeah,
weight of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you want to take and go through this season? Do you want to go chronologically? I know Josh has notes.
Yeah, which
We
way
can
you want
hit
to go with it? 'Cause-
Whatever comes to your mind, I'll find my note on it.
Tell you what, start from the beginning. Let's go through your notes and use that
Mm-hmm.
as our template.
Well, the big one for me was the stairwell scene where he's fighting downward.
Dude, that was my squeal moment.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the hallway
Yeah,
scene for
oh
season
gosh.
2.
Dude, I loved it because did you get a feeling that after he fought Punisher, he almost got his tail whooped?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
And I was
Couple
like,
times.
yeah, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, Josh sent me a
we
text
got a new
about that.
pecking order. The Punisher's tough and you're not.
Uh,
I did not like that.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're trying to build him as a hero, this is not how you do it. The stairwell scene,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
how you do it.
To
Yeah.
me, it was almost like was it Game of Death?
Yeah, but,
yeah,
but in
yeah.
reverse.
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of,
Instead of going up, he was coming down, and I was like, that was like, oh my gosh, this is so
yeah,
good.
just a constant fight the entire time.
Yeah.
I love the idea. It's like, okay, we've duct taped an empty gun,
Uh-huh.
so you can't even use it for like your, grappling.
Uh huh.
And then you decide I'm going to take this chain, and I'm going to go down the stairs after I took and saved the Punisher and put him in the empty elevator so you can't help.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I'll save the day. And I've got an entire biker gang wanting to kill me.
Yeah.
And these were
here
not
we
small
go.
dudes here. These are just monster after monster after monster coming after him.
How about when Foggy went in to ask them questions? You're like, well, that's the end of that character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Poor Foggy. Oh,
Couldn't
man.
kill him.
That could have came out a lot worse for him.
Mm-hmm.
How did you like the
That's good.
chain? The way he wielded the chain in that? Because
was
that almost
sweet.
had a little kind of flash forward to how he would have his baton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to do it.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
That's definitely one of my, I have to say, squeal moments was the hallway.
I mean,
I think
that
the
seems
stairwell.
amazing.
I think overall for his choreography this season, it was just a tad bit slower. It seemed like, and it could be just because of the suit. Maybe slowed him down a little bit.
You know what? I didn't notice it. In fact, I loved that it seemed that the choreography, whether it was paced slower, looked like it was more complex. It looked like, I'll tell you what, people hate on this show all the time, but if you want to see some of the best fight scenes on TV, it's Arrow.
Ah, okay.
Those fight scenes on that, they're brilliant. In fact, if I hate saying this, I don't want to give an edge, but if you took and put them side by side, the Arrow has a more polished look to their fight scenes. It's cleaner, and of course, what they're going for with Daredevil is real gritty, and you can tell like sometimes he's just taking, and sometimes it's not a right cross. It's just I'm gonna bash you with my right hand 5 times, like
Yeah.
you know, which I dig.
Yeah, I do dig that.
But I loved his acrobatics to actually land on people.
Oh, yeah.
He would do like
Yeah.
a capoeira or some sort of a parkour flip and land on the guy. I was
Right.
like, oh, yeah, that's Daredevil.
Yeah, no doubt.
Finally, right?
Yeah. But you were talking about like he lost to the Punisher a couple times and stuff, and it's like that was kind of the whole theme of this season. He was just this downward spiral. He was burning all his bridges, making all these mistakes, lying to his friends. So how do you guys feel about that? Like, where do you think he goes next from here?
Well,
He
I'll
doesn't
tell
have
you
a
what,
job anymore. He doesn't have friends.
it killed me to see these great friends that he was destroying it, really.
Yeah.
Whether it was for a good reason or even like he didn't have a choice, it killed me because it would be like, I wouldn't want my friends to be gone. Even if I was doing something right, I was like, there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
And I think the lesson there is, look, number one, you got to have your priorities. And number two, if you really love them, you don't have a secret identity.
Yeah, see, that was the biggest thing with me.
With Karen, right?
Well, not Karen, but Foggy.
Yeah, especially.
I mean, there were so many times that he let Foggy down. And that's what was killing me. 'Cause
And that killed
I
me.
understood with Karen because she didn't know.
Right. And she's new, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she might be my, focal point right now, but who knows if this is going to last.
Yeah.
But Foggy's your brother.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's what was killing me.
How about Foggy's opening statements against the Punisher?
That was pretty incredible.
That was.
He
started out nervous and then it's like,
He came into
I
his
got
own.
it.
All I kept thinking was like the great courtroom dramas that I like.
Yeah.
You know, like the more modern ones. Like I love Tom Cruise with A Few Good Men. When he starts going after that guy, Jack Nicholson. And the other one is Matthew McConaughey in A Just Cause. Is that what the name of that movie was?
That sounds right to me. Or was that a video game?
It might be.
Just Cause.
I cannot remember. Man, with Samuel Jackson on the stand. Oh, it was great. Love that, but I hated seeing afterwards, oh, don't worry, dude. I got the opening statements. Thanks a lot for dropping the ball.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like Foggy was always looking up to Matt, like Matt was the superior lawyer, and he's intimidated by this DA sitting right beside him, but he steps up to the plate and nails a home run.
In fact, I loved, because I thought he was going to get steamrolled by the DA.
Yeah.
When she comes walking in there, didn't you think, oh, dude, you don't have any legs to stand on for this? And at first he acted like, dude, it's their show. I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he goes, hey, get that phone number for the district attorney's office of, what? And all of a sudden he did. He started firing.
Yeah,
I was
he
like,
starts having those moments like that.
Yeah.
because
That
honestly,
to me was awesome.
wouldn't you have thought if I was in trouble, I want Matt, not Foggy?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, screw that, man. Foggy, step up here, man. He did great.
The DA, as soon as she walks in, it's like, you're going to die. They're setting you up to be the villain already. It's like, we don't like you already.
Dude, you know what? I hate to say it, but I didn't see it coming. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should have figured that out. That's like Scooby-Doo, how they can never see it was the, Old Man Winters.
Yeah, the only other guy in the episode. I wonder who it's going to be.
Dude, hey, I'll tell you another one of my squeal moments. I don't know if I want to call these squeal moments. That sounds like
Well, see, to me, it was just like the one school mode and all these other modes. I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is going to be great. But, I mean, seriously, when I saw Fisk in there, I was like, oh.
Dude.
I seriously.
I don't want to call it a squeal moment.
You know you do.
We're going to call it my bada boom moment.
We nerds refer to those moments as nerdgasms.
Yeah, right. Now, I would say the first time that he actually fought the hand ninjas in that warehouse with a huge hole.
Yeah.
Because now, if you looked at it and had presence of mind to think, okay, let me think what I'm watching. This is the first time ever that I'm seeing Daredevil in full costume with Elektra in full costume against the hand. Dude, I lost it. Dude. I was
awesome.
like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think even before that, the first time they actually fought in the penthouse in the loft,
Yeah.
when the ninjas came in there, I was like, oh, yeah.
And I know that we were talking about this when we were texting because we couldn't wait for the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
But didn't you say, like, I don't buy, maybe it was you, I don't buy that he couldn't hear their heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
that's
was
one of the things
some-
And he was
kinda
listening for the weapons.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah, it was me. I mean, it was one of the things I was thinking about. I was like, he can tell where furniture is,
That doesn't breathe.
doesn't breathe, and these people are moving. I mean, I know they're ninjas, but you should be able to sense their. Well, I mean, I can't do it, but I mean,
I can.
yeah. Well, I know you can. You can sense my pain right now.
Oh, that hurts.
But I mean, it just seemed like he could be able to sense them.
Oh, yeah, I totally, especially since he's supposed to have like a sonar.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like when he went up to the train tracks, he goes, "This stuff's in that one right there."
right, it
I
wasn't.
mean, that
breathing.
one's full, the other ones are not.
He gave some kind of rationale to that. He sensed the density of it or something.
Yeah, like
that.
the sonar didn't bounce off the same way, just like they use sonar. It bounces back.
But I
off
mean,
And I would
again,
imagine a stationary object would be able to. You'd be able to sense that more than something constantly in movement too.
I just don't think so.
Well, here's my thing, because it ruined that moment for you.
Think about a sonar ping on a sub.
Yeah.
See something way over here. Next time it pings, it's right up on you.
Well, a lot of times
Yeah,
they even
it
talk
moved.
about that.
There you go. I sensed it move.
But you only sense it in those certain moments.
They make false, things with sonar. Like if they ping a whale, they have to make sure. Okay, it's the same structure, size, but is that a sub?
Go ahead and blow that whale up.
Yeah. But even Daredevil's fighting, like even to be able to sense some object right beside you, to know exactly where the hand is coming to block it, the foot,
Yeah.
Well, I tell you this too. I never thought of him having to work so hard at using that skill. I almost pictured him as being just completely polished in
Always
every
in the
move.
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Always, like Spider-Man would move, being able to see.
They kind of portrayed it like that in that Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah, in this one, I'm thinking, okay, I'm working to find them. I am blind, which is cool because, other words, you lose that kind of really, direction that there's something
Now,
it's so cool about his powers.
No, I'm not gonna say it ruined that scene, but it did.
Did it pull you out?
It took like a little edge off of it.
Well, I didn't.
But
Even,
I mean, I still loved it.
Right.
I didn't even get this, but Troy, you gave the rationale that I totally didn't even get. But they were taking their hearts out of them; they were already dead, and whatever they're doing to bring these people back to life. That's why they didn't have a heartbeat.
Yeah, because he said they're training, they've slowed their heartbeat, and I was like, okay, maybe that's why. But when they showed that Y incision, the autopsy one, from Carol, and she's like, they've been ripped out. Now they never showed it, and maybe they weren't.
Yeah.
But if they were like zombie ninjas,
Yeah.
okay, dude, that's about as cool as it gets.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
If they were zombie ninja pirates, now
That's
wanna
just getting too
comment.
far fetched now.
now that's crazy.
Now you're talking crazy
now
stuff.
you're talking
It
crazy.
went to the next level and fell off. Okay.
All right, what about the big new guy that everybody loves?
I was not in this episode or this season, but thank you.
I'm sorry, second
Delusions of grandeur.
best. Second coolest guy, Mr. Frank Castle.
Yay! Can you hear me clapping?
Yeah,
for him?
yes. I'm going to say this. I did not like him very much on The Walking
We'll be
Dead.
right back after these messages. I'm sorry, you were.
Exactly.
All right.
Did you like him on The Walking Dead?
His acting was great. His character was scum.
Yes. I mean, I didn't.
You didn't like
I didn't
him.
feel like he was acting that good. But
okay. Do you remember that Tank movie that he was in with Brad Pitt?
No.
I never saw that.
I know
what you're
Tank
talking
Girl.
about,
Was it
but,
Tank
yeah.
Girl?
No, no. What was the name of that movie?
It was
Do you
like a
remember?
World War II movie. I don't remember.
It came out
Inglourious
like,
Bastards?
No.
It was but it was Brad Pitt. It was him. It was Shia LaBeouf. LaBeouf. Pepe Le Pew's brother. And some other kid. And I'll tell you what.
Pepe Le Bouf.
Pepe Le Pew. Oh, gentil, monte, monsieur. But I learned that from Josh. JPZ gave me the French.
Yeah, I learned that from Pepe Le Pew.
Pardon mes amis français.
But his part in there, he was trying to be a Southerner, and it was so crazy, just over the top, man. You don't know, and I'm like, that is horrible. I was like, that. I don't buy it, dude.
Okay.
So
See, I didn't know him from that or Walking Dead. This was my first exposure to him, and I thought he'd
honestly, I thought this was the definitive now Punisher we've gotten so far.
yeah, for sure.
without a doubt,
I enjoyed the Thomas Jane movie. A lot of people didn't. I enjoyed it for what it was, but this dude
really
is the
like
comic
that.
Punisher.
I really
loved
liked
Thomas Jane.
Yeah,
as the
but
Punisher.
I mean, when you compare those two,
yeah,
You can't.
This
You
is
can't.
the comic book Punisher.
yeah,
Well,
it's amazing.
I will say this: if there's any qualm, and I hate saying this because now I love him for the role, but to me, he does not look like the Punisher.
Oh yeah.
No, dude, I think like Thomas Jane type of thing.
Comic book characters have been drawn so many different ways.
Yeah, no, they have, but I still have this kind of visual from the first time I ever saw him.
Have you seen Ray Parks in that second Punisher?
Yes,
that was Punisher.
Now he
I did
looked
not see
like
that.
the newer stuff
Yeah.
that they're doing, the crime noir kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
I never
The
saw
Dark
it.
Knights. You haven't?
The second
Horrible
Punisher.
movie.
Punisher Warzone. Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad.
But you know what? If you're wanting a Mystery Science 3000 moment, theater moment, that's one to get. Super violent.
Oh yeah.
Super. I mean, they did stuff there like you were like, okay, how in the world did you fake blowing a guy's head like a pumpkin completely off his shoulders but leaving half of it there? It was really gross. But
That's awesome.
For the Punisher and Daredevil, I loved how every main character had their own even fighting style. Like Daredevil's got his acrobatics. Elektra had her capoeira and Muay Thai.
Yeah, I do
and
too.
then Punisher's got more of just straight military.
Yep.
didn't it come across that? Because you can't really just say he was a brawler.
Yeah,
Because he was more. He
had
was
training.
refined.
yeah.
Oh,
it
for
was
sure.
it was a
Yeah.
trained brawl, so to speak.
The fight in that cellar with the Irish when he broke out of the chair after he'd been tortured a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
got the gun beside his head and he just grabs a wrist lock real quick and starts getting into the fight. That was a squeal moment for me.
Well, I'll tell you where I actually took and said, yeah, he is the Punisher. There was one scene that I was like, okay, I'm sorry for doubting you. I'm sold. Was when Fisk locked him into
Yes.
the cells.
Jail cell, yes.
And because I'm telling you, if I'm looking at all these guys coming at me and I'm thinking to myself, dude, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That defined it for me. Like,
Because he went attack.
he's
Yeah.
just a regular man, but you think, he's got his own comic book. He's a superhero, even though he's
He's
in
a
his own, and
superhero.
That's why he can do stuff like that.
And that's why he was the kind of person that would attack. He was like, dude, you remember I loved what was it, Rorschach in Watchmen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like,
Phenomenal
yeah,
character.
they're protecting me from you.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm in this cage, not to
Yeah,
keep me
yeah.
out. Because if I get out, I'm killing everybody in this place.
Yeah.
Because when he looked and they start running toward him, I mean, you have to. You could see in his mind, he was a little worried. He was like, oh, "What do I do?" Then he goes, "What are you thinking?
Kill him.
Go!"
Yeah.
Yep.
Another thing I loved about that scene was it kind of shows that one in the bar when he got into the fight, like the diner or whatever.
Yeah. That diner.
Oh,
With
dude.
the three guys.
The
come in.
line.
Yeah.
Give us the line.
Oh, let me
Are
see.
you worried?
I wrote it down.
Are you worried about him coming in here?
Yeah.
And he goes, "No."
It's just a couple of guys that are coming into a diner for the last time or something.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
that
was
was
like,
great.
But it kind of shows like the actual violence of something like a stabbing, because they weren't just doing Hollywood slashes. They were
Yeah.
like getting right up on them and gutting them a couple times.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude,
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, when I saw him going, I was like, he must have had like Shiv training.
yeah.
Because if you remember Breaking Bad, when they showed those scenes in there where he coordinated the 9 attacks all in the same minute, and he goes, okay, wham, at 5 different or 9 different jail cells, and these guys were doing the Shiv, and it was like, and I was like, okay, I seen that. That's what the Punisher just did.
Yeah. Oof.
Dude, fantastic. Oh.
We talked about the return of Fisk, which was just awesome. I love it.
He did so good because when they showed him going in, remember how we said there was a little fear? He played it cool, but you could tell he was trying to show, no, I'm just as scared as anybody else, but just give me a moment.
And one thing that surprised me was when he actually had his little talk with the Punisher.
Yeah.
He actually won a hand-to-hand fight against the Punisher. I was kind of taken aback by that.
Yeah, well, did you...
And
was
then
it
he
you?
did that gorilla beatdown on him.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
He went silverback on him.
The only reason I think that was even possible, and the way I'm looking at it, it's the same reasoning that Bane could break Batman's back.
Yeah, he just wore him out.
He was fresh, and Batman had just gone through every thug,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in the.
Because that was right after he went through the jail cell.
Right.
Well, do you
Yeah.
remember half of that time his face on the TV show? Half of his time is
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah.
Several episodes.
I was like, dude, there's like 7 episodes. You've got purple raccoon eyes,
Yeah.
and now it's blood. Oh, dude.
I kept thinking about that the whole time they were in the cafe talking. He was talking to the waitress about getting coffee. I was like, you look like you deserve to be in a jail or something, dude.
Oh,
It's like, how is she being calm with you? Like, you know she's sneaking in the back trying to call the cops or something.
I'll tell you what, though. I love the way he would talk to Karen.
Uh-huh.
Because it was like, look, I'm going to be straight with you, but don't think I'm a nice guy. I'm not a nice guy.
No, yeah.
But, you know, I'm also not evil either.
Right.
You know, I thought that was a really neat line that he towed, you know. And we were talking, you know, what's your opinion? Is the girl who plays Karen, is she hot or not? Karen Page.
I'm still undecided. I don't know. It's like,
I mean, to
she
me,
has her
I-
moments of cuteness.
I mean, to me, I just see her as cute. I mean, but I don't see her go hot, and she's not ugly. I mean, she's not somebody you go, this is the hottest woman I've ever seen. She's just a pretty girl.
Yeah.
she aight.
My thing about it is this. When they've got her completely worn out and haggard and looks like she's been crying and hasn't slept, yeah, she looks kind of rough. But there's a couple of times in there where she was done up, like for the court dates and stuff, where she was hot. And because I didn't look at her like that either. I'll be honest, we haven't talked about her yet, but I thought the same thing with Elektra.
See, now, if I was Matt Murdock, I'd go Elektra 100%.
I didn't. To me, I've always pictured Elektra to be. Maybe this is too soon to jump on, you know, this, but Gal Gadot from Wonder Woman. That's how I always pictured her.
Okay.
You know, because she still has, you know, an ethnic look to her, an exotic look
Yeah.
that is just absolutely beautiful. And I kind of picture. Now, I will say the actual art. You know, the way they draw her face, Elektra's. Yeah, this actress was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
But it just, I don't know, it just wasn't me. And I love that look. You know, exotic women, I love that over a blonde any day.
Okay.
I thought she was. I mean, Elektra, I thought she was good looking too. But I mean, I thought she was all right.
Yeah, she was alright. What did you think about her as an actress?
She did really well. I mean, the martial arts involved, I thought it was really good. I mean, I liked her character.
All the martial arts, I don't know if it's they had a great mix of stunt people with the actors, or if the actors really dedicated themselves to doing a lot of the stuff or
looked
something.
like
But
they did a lot of it.
it was very impressive. The only other series I can think of where the actors took it to that level was Spartacus.
Yeah,
Spartacus training, that was
Yeah,
great.
I was going to say Big Bang Theory, but you know, same thing.
Good point. They're close, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to put them on that
Yeah,
level.
not quite. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I give him a B.
The guy that played Nobu, he came back. His choreography is great too. He's really athletic and acrobatic.
Yep.
For some reason, whenever you said Nobu, I thought Grotto. And I was like, he had choreography?
Grato.
Dude, what a great idea to bring him back. Same thing with Wilson Fisk. If you take and do Freak of the Week and you end these guys, they don't have any kind of potency when they do, you know, decide, hey, I'm back. It's like, dude, what are you? You're yesterday's chopped liver. And, dude, I love that. They brought him back really, really strong. And the leader of the Hand Clan.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he was like the strongest one there.
How about the first time that they show the entire, you know, team of the Hand, all these ninjas scaling up the hospital wall?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was
Holy
awesome.
cow.
And then they end the episode right with that. I was like, I gotta press play again. You're
Yeah,
killing me.
yeah.
Dude, there's no way. Because personally, I always say I'd rather savor it than binge these things. I cannot help
Can't
it.
Yeah.
stop that.
Once you get there, that's the dun dun dun.
You got number 7 counting down 15 seconds before it starts. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, push play. Come on, I'm
I
there.
mean, I had that problem with so many episodes. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop now. I need to go to bed. Got to work tomorrow. Oh crap, I can't.
I know.
Are you serious?
Now, 3 in the morning. I only need 2 hours. I'll be good.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you this. I've done fight choreography since I was 14 years old, you know, for demo teams and different demonstrations and stuff. And hand-to-hand choreography is one thing, you know, I don't have any problem with that. In fact, I love that. But what I really respect, what I never had any experience doing was with weaponry outside of the Filipino arts. And most of the stuff that we did with the Filipino arts really wasn't choreography. They were drills that we chained together, you know. But for these guys, think about what they're doing. You've got the katana, and you're swinging it. Even if it's not sharp, you're swinging.
Yeah.
They are fast.
Yeah.
You know, nunchuck. Nobu's got, the sickle on a chain.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That thing's amazing.
And then you got to mix in like CGI with it too, so you got to pretend to be taking on this stuff.
Oh man, because there's got to be some times when they're getting, connected with, and I'd love to go behind the scenes. He goes, yeah, well, for that shot, we actually have this thing. It's weighted foam, so he can throw it in slow motion and hit. Have you ever seen? That's what they did with that movie Iron Will, which was the dog race up in the Yukon type of thing. This kid,
I don't know this one.
dude, this is a Disney film from years back, and what it was is this kid needed to enter to win the race, to win the money to save the family farm type
I
of
remember
thing.
that.
And one of the dogs, they made him out to be like his best friends. I mean, like family. I mean, they were. That was his family, and he protected them, and they protected him. And they showed this scene where some of the bad guys put their meanest dogs in there for some of the dogs you'd kind of created, like, an affinity for through the story, and they're attacking them. And you're like, it's really hard to watch because you're thinking you're watching a dog fight, and you're like, why would you guys make them do this? And I remember watching how it was done, and it was so mind-blowing because the way they made that scene is the dogs are just playing. If you watch that not in slow motion, it would look like your two dogs playing together in the yard and, trying to kind of bite and wrestle a little bit, but you can tell it's completely, they're loving it.
Yeah.
But when you slow it down and put theme music and lighting, you're like, "Rah." So same thing with the choreography. It's a lot of those Hollywood tricks.
Nice. And
But the ninjas, I give them an A+.
yeah, that's good stuff.
Not just an A. I loved what they did. I thought that was just. I can't wait to see season 3.
Yeah, I know.
What do you guys think about the story that they gave us so far? It's like there's so many questions about what the Hand is even doing, how they're bringing people back. Do you think they gave us enough, or did they save just enough to get you into season 3?
I think they did, because a lot of times people say, it's too many questions. It's like, you gonna come back and watch? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then they're trying to take and give you something to sink your teeth into. It's like, all right, I'm in. I'm really forgiving about a lot of that stuff because I don't want to know all the answers as long as I know that they're answered when they're answered.
Yeah.
Like Lost, we talked about, he never answered anything.
Yeah.
I don't mind a lot of questions as long as there is a payday.
Right.
So, what about you? Did you think though?
I think it's on a good pace. It does have a lot of questions about the Hand, what they're doing, why they're doing it, and I kind of feel bad for Daredevil because he keeps beating these guys up, but he's just knocking them out. So they're gonna come back and they're gonna fight him again. So
You need Punisher.
I kind of see that. Now, what do you think about his kind of almost like turning to the Punisher's side? Like he was almost gonna give in and let him kill that one guy on the boat.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Punisher's just shooting people in the head, and Daredevil's like, okay.
If you're a hardcore, about the character, who he is already, and the decisions he made, that's cut and dry. Same thing we'll talk about with Batman and Superman. It's a cut and dry thing. Batman doesn't kill, Daredevil doesn't kill. But if you were in that world for real, and you kept seeing these guys literally killing your family, your friends, that line would have been crossed, because you'd have said, you know what, this isn't murder, this is war. But I like that they're showing that it's tough for him.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing about that. To me, it really seems like he has this rule. Daredevil has this rule for the main characters, but all these other characters,
You're disposable.
Yeah, they're snapping people off left and right. He's like, I really wish you hadn't killed that person.
Dude, that's so true.
And now the main person's like, no, you cannot kill them.
Yeah, Nobu must not die.
No, don't do that. I'm like, it's sort of a rule, but not always.
He's definitely got a double standard.
Yeah.
I don't think he's aware of it, but I agree. It's really in your face.
Yeah.
You're like, you're important. You can't die.
Yeah. What about
I would feel really, really bad.
Now, what y'all think about Stick?
Oh, I first of all, I love Scott Glenn.
Yeah.
Love him. And I thought his character, the only thing that I don't dig, and I wasn't a Daredevil reader, I didn't know that there was this animosity between Matt and his past teacher.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Is that
either.
canon? Do you know?
I don't know, because it kind of hit me the same way. I was kind of like, you want to like this guy, you want him to turn around and get some redemption, so he's on their team, but he just keeps like being against them, and you're like, come on, we want to like you, man.
Dude, it's tough. I I love the way he like is in the mix. Like he's fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, like the fight we were talking about with the ninjas with no hearts.
Oh,
Yeah, he's on the listen for their breath.
Yeah, he's whispering 3 stories up and giving him advice. I was like, oh,
I was like, that was awesome.
I love
to me, that even though I had, like I said, I had that little issue with that fight, that just was awesome.
Dude, I loved him. Remember when he said, "If you can hear me, then there's a chance."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, how cool that he even had the presence of mind to think, you can be 3 stories up. I know you can hear me.
yeah, getting tortured and still doing that.
Dude, how about the fingernail bamboo
brutal.
shoots? Under
Yeah.
there? Oh, I don't care how much of a ninja master you're gonna yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's certain things you see in TV or movies that will make you cringe, and that was one of them. For
sure.
That is cringe worthy.
I was like, oh, stop.
Yeah.
In the
and
very
it kept going.
yeah, in the very end of it, when he's like, just stay dead,
Oh.
Yeah.
chop the man's head
Yeah.
off, just stay dead.
You know what? Was that Nobu?
Yeah.
I loved that he said, "I'm here, don't worry." Because
Yeah.
these guys are ridiculous. Yeah, like they're living like Susie's Sunday school. Cut his head off, dude. Cut his head off. There's gonna be 500 more trying to kill us.
I was like, that was
And as
awesome.
hard of a time as Matt had with him in like all 3 of his fights with Nobu, Stick's just like, cut your head off.
Oh, I thought that was cool. But you know what? It's what Yoda or Miyagi could do.
Yep.
You know, I'm sorry,
Luke
Luke
bring out
and
the master sometimes.
Yeah,
Danielson.
Splinter would not have done that.
Splinter would have done it, dude.
Splinter would have touched him 3 times and made him explode.
He'd be like, all right, now take 5 steps.
Yes.
Now,
You can kill Bill, but you can't kill Splinter.
I give Foggy an A. I give Karen an A. I mean, for what she was
honestly,
doing,
I really like her character.
I do too.
I mean, I like that you can see from season 1 to now, you see a lot of growth in her as a person.
For sure.
Not just she's not being abused anymore. She is now leading the way in many aspects.
Who didn't see though that the moment they kissed, we already knew Elektra was going to be in the season. They'd already announced that. The moment they kissed, I was like, "Oh, that ain't going to finish
Yeah.
good with this
Yeah.
season,"
Uh-huh.
because his love is coming back. Now in the comics, I do know that he loves both of them. You know, they're both like, it's like Lois Lane and Wonder Woman. I mean, they're a real deal canon part of the the character. But I knew when I saw her, I was like, "Oh, that ain't gonna be good." How about Foggy? Is this a thing? Did I miss it? When did this happen?
Yeah. Poor Foggy.
Poor Foggy. Do you get the sense that he like really likes Karen a lot?
Yeah.
I think
I
there's
do.
times. Do you really?
I really do. Because every time anything happens to her, he is there. He is there. It's almost like if I'm here enough, she's going to fall for me.
Yeah.
I could see it playing out, but I'm so glad they don't make him pine for her.
Yeah.
Because there's such a weakness to that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to look at him as weak. And I tell you what I love. I love that highfalutin beauty blonde bombshell just digs him.
Yeah, yeah, that's
She
cool.
completely
that's
just
so
like,
cool.
no, you're just, I got you. You know?
Yeah, that is really cool.
I thought that was cool because then it's not like you feel bad for him. It's like, dude, the guy's got game. Don't feel bad for him. But how about Josie from Josie's Bar?
See, I don't know anything about that from the comic.
Yeah.
Well, I don't either. But when I looked at her, like for the longest time, I didn't think anything about it. But the very last thing when they were like cashing out, she kind of turned a little bit, and those arms were like swinging down to her knees and stuff like that. I was like, that's really not something you should have had with a sleeveless lady. I'm sure she's a nice person.
Now, what about at the end? You see the Punisher takes down, what was that? His lieutenant?
Oh yeah,
Captain?
Clancy.
Yeah.
The Kurgan.
So he goes out to his shed.
His
and-
commander. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
not his
okay,
lieutenant.
commander. He goes out to the shed, and you see
Oh, him. I was trying to think, wait, who am I talking
he's
about?
the
What's
serial,
Clancy's last
he's
name?
the serial bad
Yeah.
guy in
Yeah.
every TV show.
Yeah,
I love
that's him. Yeah.
though. Ever since the Highlander.
Yeah.
Come on.
But they go out to the shed, and you get that first like real Punisher moment where he's looking around all these tools.
Now, what was the shed's importance? Because I thought he just found like, hey, I'm gonna go out to the woods. Oh wait, there's a shed here. But apparently
It was on the
a-
dude's property. It was his
Oh, gotcha, I
commanders.
gotcha.
It was
They
his
weren't
commanders.
off his property yet.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Okay.
So yeah, they went in there, and he's looking at all these tools, these buzz saws, these drills, and Punisher's known for doing creative kills like that.
He's
Well, he gets like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah. But then he's like, no, you taught me one shot, one kill, and he just picks up the gun and shoots him. So does that mean he's not going to go comic mode with the creative kills, or do you think maybe like he's just military right now, and that kind of showed us that maybe he's going to work his way up to that in his own series?
I don't think that discounts future creative kills. I think he wanted to send a message to this guy. The last thing you're going to see is an abrupt answer. Not, I don't want you around. You're, boom, it's done. Now you're on the other side of,
and then he opens it up and he sees his armory.
Dude, that was so cool because I was like, well, it's not a cave, but but I got my toys.
But now,
that was awesome.
That was awesome.
The commander's not going to be around, so is he still going to be able to go back to this place whenever he wants? It was just like his own house. It's like,
well, think about it.
He'd been gone for a while. Has the government not come in, and the bank or somebody not come in and taken his house from him?
Good question. And that could happen, and that might be something that's not even relevant here. But here's the thing: did you see when he bought the police speaker, not
radio.
the speaker, the radio? He threw the guy a wad of cash without thinking, and it's because he's smart enough to know when I do kill these mafia guys, they're gonna fund my mission. So he's not one of these guys. It's dirty money. Oh no, I'm taking all of it. This is I'm gonna take and be throwing the money around and get whatever I want. He could, hack the guy, make sure everything is paid on schedule, send the story to everybody. This guy's on, a retirement cruise around the world.
True.
And or he could just say, no, they're gonna find him tomorrow, and I'm gonna take all of his goodies to this new lair I'm creating.
Yes. Yeah. Which I think
I'm downstairs from Melvin.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing that's kind of cliche about this whole little scene?
You can say nothing. This ain't your
And
podcast.
I am. Even though I let Troy start it.
Welcome to the.
Is it just me, or is every time there's a good person in a wreck, they always make it through? When Punisher hit the car with them in
Karen?
it, yeah, like to me, it's like this is so cliche. Another good person, they make it through. They scratched up. She's beat up.
He knew what he was doing. He wouldn't risk killing her.
I thought about that too. Literally, I thought he was like, I'm gonna do this. You're gonna be okay because it's gonna hit Clancy. But I'm not going to kill you. It's not going to be that bad. I thought that too.
Well, my question is, how did he know who was driving?
Because he's the Punisher.
I mean, he was sitting out there.
His spider sense was
tingling. He was sitting out there in the woods.
She got some kind of premonition that he was there anyway when she was going outside.
Didn't you feel that too? Like she kind of like.
Well, Well, it was because of the music in the.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
He was playing that song that she was in the car with.
So he probably saw her get into the car and get into the driver's seat.
I mean, it seemed like they were a long ways away. It seemed like a kind of a long drive down that driveway.
Maybe.
Well, if you had, military commander money, general whatever, you might have.
General so?
He's a mile away on a sniper rifle looking at it.
The thing is, though, he didn't make his money in the military. That's what he was trying to say. If you'd have just gone along with it, we would have all been rich.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already making these guys rich. You could have been.
Yeah. So, do you guys think he was the blacksmith? Or is the blacksmith not of it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Do you? I thought so too, but
I didn't clearly 100% get that. But
I didn't either.
I could see it.
In fact, I think they might have left it vague because the blacksmith's not done.
Okay.
Because didn't they have somebody else in the store? I hate to say this because it's been 2 weeks since I watched it. Didn't they have another guy that said he was the blacksmith? Like.
Yeah, but they
in the diner.
That.
Yeah.
No, it was on the boat.
On the boat. Right.
I mean, there's a guy when I keep thinking that he's the blacksmith. He's not. He's the guy that makes everything for Daredevil.
Melvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I first I was like, I think I'm about him because all he's doing is making all this really cool stuff, including the new weapon for this year.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh.
How cool is that? Because then he gives it to him and he goes, but I didn't ask for this. And he goes, dude, I'm watching out for you. I know you're watching out for me and my lady. And I was like, oh man, break it open. I remember being a kid and they had. Do you remember the superhero encyclopedias they used to have? What did they call that? Marvel Universe. It was literally A to Z, and each book would be a letter.
Okay.
And it would be every single like major character, and it would have a whole piece on them.
Nice.
I know what you're thinking, and I cannot think of it from way
I
back
think it's
in the day.
Marvel Universe is what I think it's called.
Is that what's actually called?
I think that was the name of it. Marvel Universe, A to B. And I'll bring him in one night and let you look. It's cool because it's an encyclopedia before that kind of stuff was like, hardcovered. Oh wow. And I remember they had a whole thing on Daredevil, and they showed like his baton, and I didn't read them, so I was like all into it. I was like, okay, what can this thing do? What is this?
It's a piece of magic, is what it is.
Okay, so
I mean, the first part of I gotta go on his weapons right quick.
yes, sir.
All right.
But that baton, before he got the new one, I mean, he was like bullseye with that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Nailing people in the face with it left and right.
Captain America.
And, like, he was like
ricocheting back to him.
ricocheting and stuff. I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was so kind of wondering about was that he keeps throwing this. Is this not his legit baton?
Right.
Like he hasn't developed it?
Right.
And then when, of course,
Then when
they
he brought it
show
out, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that
How
was
about
awesome.
him jumping out the window, like to save, who was it, Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He jumps out the window. I was like, finally. Because I thought they did a little too much with the Ben Affleck's movie. He would jump off and just like, bullet himself down 20
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then land on a wire.
And land on a wire.
Or a ladder or something.
Uh-huh.
Or a
Fire
rig.
escape, yeah.
Window cleaner rig. I was like, boy, they clean windows everywhere.
Yeah. Middle of the night, they're cleaning windows.
But he did that. And remember, one time he swung from like a chain or something that was happening. I was just like, thank God they're bringing that element. That's like having Spider-Man not, web shoot and swing.
Yeah.
I was like, because in the comics, that's how he gets around. It's
Yeah.
not just rooftop runs.
And I love that he can control the distance of each one. Every time he wants to use it, it's amazing. I love it.
That's one of the reasons, though, I want to watch this multiple times. In the first season, I don't know if I would watch it a whole bunch more. And it's not that it was bad, but I'm sorry. I want the suit.
Yeah, that's a big thing. He's finally in his suit.
I don't want him to be a ninja.
It was 12 episodes in that black outfit, and I was like, that's cool and all, but I wish he would have got it like
Oh, and
halfway
3 or
through or
4, yeah, even 6.
I mean, like for me, I'm glad it took that long.
Really?
Yeah, I really am. And because now we got that last episode. Oh, we got the new suit. Now we got then that next season come. That is a big part of the season. The suit itself.
And think about the choreography they're working on right now for that baton.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
web, or not the web swinging, but the swinging, building
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah, that'll be in there more for sure.
This is one that I mean really, really, really enjoyed that I will watch a bunch.
And I love that it's got a different tone because you got your main PG-13 movies for the family, but you got these gritty TV shows that are a little more dark.
I mean, I love the fact that it's not the Marvel cinematic comedy.
Yeah.
Which I love, but I need balance too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I need that intensity.
Yeah.
Like when the Punisher was in that hallway fight, in the prison cell. I mean, dude, his face looked like someone dumped a
Yeah.
bucket of blood on him.
It was almost to the level of being cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, I was almost like, okay, dude. And I think that's one of the reasons that it got graded down for some of the critics because they were saying, okay, now they're just being gritty and violent for its own purpose.
Okay.
Instead of story driving. And I'm like, well, they're trying to do
I mean,
this.
for me,
That's the Punisher.
it felt comic realism.
Yeah. Well, the Dark Knight version, not the
Yeah,
for
right.
kids version. Because the Dark Knight version, I agree, man. It's all about that.
Yeah.
Now, I'd say throughout the whole series, I don't really have any complaints about, plot holes or anything like that. I thought it was a great story. But one thing that I did not like about this series was the very last episode, that rooftop fight.
Dude, I know exactly what you're going to say about some of the points, and I've got the same problem with it.
One of them was they show them all coming. There's no less than 50 ninjas
An
on the
army.
rooftop.
Yeah.
Plus more coming up from the bottom.
And 9 of them make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When he goes out, there's 9 ninjas under a water tower. I'm like, where'd the rest go?
Yeah.
They fell.
I was like, wait a minute. A Punisher shot like 4 of them.
That's what I was expecting when I saw the 50. I like, he's going to show up with a 50 cal
And
on
he's
the roof
gonna
and
blow
yeah,
blow one
that's
down.
what I was like.
too.
Because that 50 cal was in that room. And I was like, he's going to bring that.
I think he
just
even picked
mowing
it
them.
up and took it, didn't he?
I
He walked
I
out
don't
with
know,
the
did
50
he?
cal. I thought he would carry
Man,
it out.
you know what? I don't remember what he shot, but I don't think it was the 50. Well,
No,
it was a
at
single shot.
there he had the sniper rifle.
Right,
At the end.
But, like,
But
when
we
he
were
was
saying, did
walking
he
out
actually
the
pick
shed.
that up?
I thought he did.
And I can't remember if he picked up and took it out or not.
God, I think he might have.
So that was kind of disappointing.
I'll tell you what I expected because they made a real big deal of them being trapped. Like, this is our last hurrah. We're not going to make it.
Yeah.
And I said the Punisher's going to come in there and even it out for
Yes,
you guys,
exactly.
you know, and they would bust out, and then the army would go from 50 to 9.
Yes, exactly what I thought.
And maybe that's going to be on
It
the
did go from
extended
50
version where it did
maybe-
happen.
You
that
know what?
way.
Maybe he just shot the ropes and they all fell.
Dude, right? Well, because they
Maybe.
were all
Yeah.
on window cleaning
Yeah,
rigs.
yes.
When they were having their lovey-dovey moment, Punisher was outside doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I did. That bothered me.
Yeah. That and just the way it ended, the way...
What? See you later, Red.
Well,
I like that.
I thought that was
cool.
all.
Yeah,
but I'm
that
like,
was cool. That was
because
cool.
when I first saw it, I was like he can hear you. Then I thought, wait,
He knows he can hear
He
him.
can
Yeah,
hear
and he
yeah.
gave you a
You
little
would expect
nod.
him to be like this, like, yo, good on you,
It's
bro.
all
He
good.
did give him a little...
I
Yeah,
told, I
good
told you.
looking out.
I told you not to kill people, but
Thanks for
we'll-
those 3
we'll take it. We'll
headshots.
take it this time.
No, but I was okay with the end of that. But the end of the overall season, like, I didn't feel there was any setup to move forward, like, with the characters. Like, he's got no job, he's got no friends, he's burned all his bridges. It's like, where does he go now?
I mean, I agree with his character, but I love the way they tied it into the other series.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they Jessica Jones and
Oh, with Carrie Ann Moss?
yeah,
You think Foggy will have a decent role in...
Not
Jessica
only
Jones?
that, but I think that's going to create a lot of great
Mm-hmm.
drama opportunities because he's going to take and be like, I can't ever win because now I'm going to have to take these scumbags down.
Well, he's almost kind of pigeonholed. Like, your one specific job is to go after vigilantes.
Right. Well, now, and what he's going to do is see behind that curtain that Carrie Ann Moss, I mean, because you remember her in Jessica Jones.
yeah.
You know, the cuts, 1,000
Yeah.
cuts, whatever. And you're like,
That was brutal. Oof.
that was brutal. But I hate to admit, I did not even realize that she'd been in Jessica Jones until Dee said something to me. It's like, man, can you believe they brought her from Jessica Jones? I was like, who?
Trinity, man. You don't recognize Trinity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, until then, I had like, and that's what you get when you binge watch something.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
No,
you
you
will
lose
you will
time.
definitely
That's
miss
true.
stuff. Yeah,
For sure, yeah.
Well, because it was just that, like, I was trying to get through 13 episodes. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to filter you. Yeah, get to where she's going to be throwing
Yeah.
somebody, or where's
Yeah.
Luke Cage?
And
How-
my
how-
last point of the season was, what do you guys think about the very last scene, him revealing himself to Carrie?
It was appropriate,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish they would have given us a little inkling that she was ticked off, or it makes so much sense, and not mad about it.
Yeah.
I understand. What do you think she's going to be? I think she's going to lose it, and he's going to be in the dirt even more.
I really don't know.
I mean, honestly, that's exactly. I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen, and that to me is a storyline that's coming as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to.
Yeah, and so it's like, what's going to happen there?
You wait until she becomes a tabloid reporter to tell her,
Yeah, yeah,
hey, guys, I know who Daredevil is.
Dude, I didn't even think of that, right?
yeah. And she's a tabloid
Lois.
reporter who cannot write a story.
Dude, I'll tell you what, though. That's another character I love. Her editor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you remember in the first season, I hated him. He was like the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, what was that? What was the?
Is Ben dead in the comics?
Yeah.
still?
Well,
Is he dead?
I think he did eventually, but I
I
mean,
thought he was always the main reporter.
but he was for years, and then I think there's actually a what if about him. What if Ben didn't die?
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Ben Eldrick. Yeah, I think I might be making that up. It should be.
That's two legitimate options.
Yeah. Shut up, Daryl. All right.
I know you are, but what am I?
But
Wasn't good.
Muzzle top.
Legitimate point with the D.
Ah.
But I loved how the new editor kind of, he didn't play it too sometimes they make it so cut and dry, like, okay, you're gonna be like Spider-Man's editor,
I was gonna say,
JJJ.
Yeah.
that's exactly where I was
Yeah.
going. Yep.
And you're going to hate him the whole time. Or they're going to make him where there's somebody who's on your side the whole time. He came across like a real boss. If you've got something, then go, let's have it. If you don't, then go get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you do, wait a minute, you're about to step in it. Literally, that's how I would probably mentor some of my fighters.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to be a drill sergeant and sometimes a cheerleader. Just depends on what they need at the moment if you really are a good, a good coach.
I mean, I liked right at the beginning, and he didn't just like say, "This is where it's at." He's like, "It's in this general vicinity somewhere. You got to look through all this stuff."
And you know what?
And I think he could have just said, "It's right here. There it is."
Yeah, prove to me that you're worth my time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Oh, dude, I like that too.
It's great writing all over.
He was such like a welcome surprise though, because I was like, I hope they don't kill him in the next season. I
Yeah.
dig this guy,
Yeah.
It's like be a new guy. And what did you think about when the DA died? Did you expect that all of those, okay, he's gonna kill the DA, he's gonna kill Grotto, he's gonna kill.
Well, here's the thing. When she died, I was stunned.
I was too.
And
I was like,
now, let me
what?
tell you why. It's because Matt heard the click of the gun before it was shot.
Yeah, because he said,
And
"Get down."
that's why I thought she was not going to die. And I was like, wow, they let her die.
I
Dude,
knew she
that
was
good.
I knew she was dead from the intro over.
Well, I mean, I expected her to die, but I didn't expect.
I didn't.
You hear the click,
expect
and then because I thought, oh, he heard it, so he's going to save her.
Oh, I love how Matt turned the Punisher in when he did, kind of turn him over to the cops.
That was odd. He had this heart-wrenching story, and then he just walks over to the cops like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I was kind of surprised with that.
But I love the fact that he gave the collar to his, associate, the guy that he'd kind of been working with, even though
Yeah.
the guy was completely hating on him.
Uh-huh.
But then afterwards, you could tell the guy was like, that dude is not trying to do me harm. I mean, look what he's giving me a career by, doing good.
Yeah.
I love seeing him show up with a detective suit on and now being in charge.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
Okay, one thing about that is when he turned him in. Me and Josh talked about this.
All right.
How did Daredevil just magically get on top of that little archway?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
dude,
was sitting
yeah,
there
yeah,
talking to him, and next thing you know, you see him taking him away in the
And all of
in
a
the
sudden, he's
ambulance.
like 30
There he
feet
is.
up.
And
I'm like,
apparently nobody ever looks up in that city and be like,
No.
hey, there's a dude standing up there watching us.
Dude, I know. He looks like a gargoyle. What are you talking about? But I'll tell you, that's the one thing where I don't have a problem with it, but it doesn't seem to be consistent.
Yeah.
When those guys climb up between railroad cars, they look like Spider-Man.
yeah,
But
yeah.
everywhere else, they look very,
No,
very human
I mean-
with a really good gymnastics.
That's
skill.
one thing I actually wanted to talk about.
I would want to
we
talk
we
about
did
that with you.
indeed that. Now.
Yeah, when Daredevil and Elektra, when they just went side to side and went up, oh my
Hardcore
goodness.
parkour, bro.
I was like, that is so phenomenal.
What, running across the rooftop?
No, when they went to the top of the railroad,
They wall
the
jumped
trains,
like 3 times.
yeah,
love
I mean,
that.
it looks, I mean,
He
I
did
know,
that
I know
in the
that
first.
they had to have had some ropes with them.
Oh, without a
yeah,
doubt.
for
They're
but it
blowing up.
looked, the way it looked so smooth and so
It
real.
was like seamless. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I want to find the boo boo, but
Yeah.
that was slick.
Yeah, I was like,
I
that
thought
was amazing.
You remember he did that, like, it was on the first preview of the first season, where he was in that, like, thing. It had, like, I guess it was the yard where that guy was always selling guns out of his trunk.
Yeah.
Was it Turk?
That I
The
don't
black
remember.
guy? He was
Yeah.
always selling
I know you're talking about.
guns.
I can't think of his name. Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
But he went in there, and it was almost like Christian Bale when he was like, I'm Batman. You know, that first scene, he had those cars, and he did that, like, side-to-side motion. And I was like, okay, they're making him move like Spidey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
awesome.
good.
Great series.
Mm-hmm.
Now for
Oh, wait, did
Something-
you see the preview for the next one coming out?
Luke Cage.
Luke
oh,
Cage?
Luke Cage,
Yeah,
yeah,
Luke Cage
yeah,
is in, yeah. And explain how you saw that.
Oh, dude, it was so crazy. Was I on the phone with you or no?
I think
No,
you're,
my phone just rang.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm watching the last thing, and I'm just so pumped because it was great. I'm completely satisfied with how it turned out and just buzzing about it. And it gets to the very end, and
Post credits.
I'm sitting there just kind of like, dun, 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 and all of a sudden the credits go. And isn't it funny? They always have credits for like Brazil and
Yeah,
Germany
yeah,
and all this
yeah.
stuff. I'm like, why are they showing this? And all of a sudden the phone rings and I pick it up, and so I can hear as like a business call. I click the TV off, and as soon as I go to push the button, Luke Cage comes up, that name, and I'm like, ah! And I'm like, finishing up the call. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you bye. I got to rewind. Oh, it won't rewind. I'm already through to where it started over. So I push play, and all of a sudden, season 1 starts. I'm like, damn it, season 2, go to the last one. Fast forward, and I'm like, I'm dying. And then all of a sudden, I get to the end. I'm like, it's worth it.
It is. It was.
It's worth
it.
When I was a kid, if you ever found like one of those little Easter eggs
Yeah.
like that, like at the end, like now end credits are kind of big. But when that came on, I got all squeal moment. I was like, ooh, they got some goodies here.
And another squeal moment.
Not too far away either, was it? September, October?
Is it that early?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
this year.
I'm
It's
thinking
this year.
September for Luke Cage. Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to see what they're doing. I love how they portrayed him.
Yeah,
Because when I was a kid, my uncle used to always buy Iron Fist and Power Man and Iron Fist. Luke Cage, rather. And I remember thinking, why does this big dude with a Jerry curl afro wear a tiara and a yellow shirt unbuttoned down to his chest, his nipple. I'm like, I don't get this. The other guy's a kung fu master.
Yeah.
I don't get his power. The way they're playing this, I was loving. I was like, I'm so tired. You guys must not have heard. I get sick of buying new clothes all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't gonna shoot me. Oh, good. Can't wait.
That's great.
So what's the order? Luke Cage is next. Is it Jessica Jones 2 and then Iron Fist? Or are they doing a third?
I haven't heard a thing about Jessica Jones too.
I have not heard that either.
Okay. I haven't either. I was just wondering, if once they introduce Iron Fist, do they do the Defenders?
I would imagine.
That's kind of the direction I would think, unless they start to do another Daredevil, and then
which I almost think they have to. I think Daredevil is the push.
Yeah, for sure.
He's the focal point push.
I mean, they have to have some point where they actually have a real good reason to blend.
Yeah.
And I think Foggy is kind of like going to be one of those reasons right there, with him working with Carrie Ann Moss. I can't think of her character's name.
I can't either.
And I think that's going to be kind of a focal point somewhere along the way. That's just my guess, which is usually incorrect.
I wonder, do they come together for the Hand or another threat?
Oh wow! I'm thinking that it's going to be a combo threat. I think you're going to see Wilson Fisk combined with the Hand.
Yeah, maybe so.
Combined with whoever they're bringing in with Luke Cage or Iron Fist. I think all of a sudden you're going to have like the ultimate showdown. Speaking of which, they're forming a team, and so is their competing property, DC. This last weekend, we all went and saw. Should we segue with that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
1 hour into the podcast.
All right, let me ask you this. Should we stop the podcast and start a second new podcast?
I like that idea myself. What do you
Sure,
think?
yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, we will sign off for this one, and then we will have a second one for Batman v Superman.
And if you liked, Daredevil, comment in the section below. Give it a grade. What you thought. If you loved it, what you loved. If you didn't like it, what you didn't like. Let's get some conversation going.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear other people's takes on
Yeah,
it.
and if you're a big Daredevil fan and we missed something, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm guessing we did miss a lot from the actual comics.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. That's one of the things like I said, I can't wait to watch this again. So, all right, yeah, let's close this out, man. That was awesome. I've been waiting for 2 weeks to get this
You are not the
conversation.
only one,
Yes.
man.
I came in.
I was ready to like Skype it in. I was like, call me, dude. Let's do this.
I got ready. Like I knew we had Muay Thai, testing tonight, and I was like, "Hey, look, man, can you handle this, Will? We've got some serious stuff to discuss. What are you talking about? Daredevil season 2 just finished, dude. We gotta go podcast about this thing.
I could come up here to train, but man, I want to come up here to podcast.
That's exactly right.
Training is just extra.
Thanks for having me on, D.
And that's all we got for this episode. And yes, there is something else, and it will be here shortly.
Batman versus Superman.
Anything else before I hang up and start over?
No, sir.
And have an incredible day.
See ya.
Peace, peace, peace.